This module will provide more insights into the various stages of product life cycle. We shall also be able to understand how marketers interpret product and market dynamics and evaluate various marketing strategies adopted during each stage of the product life cycle.
In this module, we are going to discuss the concept of product life cycle. Just like a biological life cycle that has stages according to age, a product can also be said to have a life cycle. When a new product is developed, it is said to have started its life cycle. The course that it takes after that is called as the product life cycle. Product life cycle is similar for every product, only that the timing between various phases may differ according to the type of the product. The essence is that all products have a limited life and pass through distinct stages which pose different challenges to the marketeer. This requires the marketeer to evolve different strategies to deal through various stages, and these stages may pose challenges. The product life cycle is based upon the biological life cycle. For example, a seed is planted, that is introduction of the product. It begins to sprout, that is growth of the market size of the product. It shoots out leaves and puts down roots as it becomes an adult, that is maturity period of the product. After a long period as an adult, the plant begins to shrink and die out. That period is defined as decline of the product. In theory, it is the same for a product. After a period of development, it is introduced or launched into the market. It gains more and more customers as it grows. Eventually, the market stabilizes and the product becomes mature. Thereafter, a period of time comes, the product is overtaken by development and the introduction of superior competitive products. It goes into decline and is eventually withdrawn. However, most products fail in the introduction phase. That means they die a death right at the time of their birth. Others have very cyclical maturity phases where declines see the product promoted to regain customers. We shall now discuss the stages of product life cycle in detail with the help of animation and visuals.
Successful goods and services, like people, pass through a series of stages from their initial appearance to death. This progression is known as the product life cycle. Humans grow from infants into children, they eventually become adults and gradually move towards retirement age and finally death. In the same manner, products too have a life cycle. Product life cycle is similar for every product, only that the timing between various phases may differ according to the type of the product. The essence is that all products have a limited life and pass through distinct stages which pose different challenges to the marketeer. This requires the marketeer to evolve different strategies to deal through various stage post challenges. Let us now go through the steps through which a product passes through its lifetime. The diagram depicts the different stages of the product life cycle. Both industry sales and profits at each life cycle stage have been shown. Although the horizontal axis reflects time period,
In this module, we will discuss about the 5 product life cycle stages. The first stage of the product life cycle is product development. Let us talk about this stage. This stage begins when the company develops a new product. It involves the process of idea generation called ideation, idea screening, concept development, market strategy development, business analysis, product development, test marketing and commercialization of the product. Introduction. The next stage, it starts with the launching of the product. At this stage, the sale of the product is low, and due to low sale, there are heavy promotional expenses and profits therefore are negative. Growth stage. The next stage is the growth stage, and in this stage the sale of the product starts increasing and consumers start liking the product. Even feedbacks are sought from the consumers about the likability of the product. Profit of the company also increases, but in this stage the company is required to use different strategies to be in the market. Then we have maturity stage, and at this stage the product enters the stage of maturity. This stage can last longer than the previous stages. It may have 3 phases. Number 1, growth maturity. The growth starts declining because of distribution saturation. That means the size of the market becomes a problem. Stable maturity. The growth starts declining because of again the market saturation. Decaying maturity. Consumers may start moving towards other products, and in the process the importance of the current product goes in oblivion. Decline stage. All the products come across this stage, and it is when the sale starts declining and the profits drop. This may be due to many reasons like competition, change in consumer preferences, innovation in technology, etc. The marketer has to take the decision of either stopping the product or changing it altogether in order to restart the life cycle. Let us now look at these stages and try to understand the stages and the relevant strategies that should be opted in these stages with the help of visuals.
Product development. This stage begins when the company develops a new product. It involves the process of idea generation, idea screening, concept development, market strategy development, business analysis, product development, test marketing, and commercialization.
Let us now discuss the process of new product development in detail. The process starts with the idea generation. Every product has to start with an idea. In some cases, this might be fairly simple, and in other cases, it might be something revolutionary and unique. The first step generates lots of ideas, and this number is reduced in the second step, that is idea screening, to find the most attractive option. An idea's potential is evaluated in terms of sales, production costs, profit potential and competitors' response if the product is introduced. Acceptable ideas move on to the next step, that is concept development and testing. Defining a new product concept and testing it with the target market helps the company to determine whether the new product idea will be a success. A product concept is a detailed description of an idea from the perspective of the prospective customer. In the process, the company has to ensure that the idea can be designed, manufactured and delivered within its financial resources and time constraints. The next step is marketing strategy and development. This stage deals with formulating the strategy for initial offering to the market. The information gathered helps to identify which market segments to target and how. The company needs to focus its resources on the target market. For that, it must know the market potential, its structure and behavior. Accordingly, the positioning needs are to be planned and the sales and profit goals are thus set for the introductory stage of the product life cycle. The idea is then analyzed for its business potential. The costs associated, sales projections, profit margins all are analyzed vis-a-vis company's objectives. If the new product idea shows potential of fitting into the company's objectives, then it is further recommended for product development. Next stage is product development itself. In this stage, the idea is further developed and prototype is created which is presented to the target customer for the feedback and other aspects of the marketing mix, that is advertising, pricing, distribution etc., and can be evaluated through the inputs provided. Now, before launching the product in the market, it is good and safe idea to test it in a smaller part of the target market. There are various approaches to market testing. Finally, when a product has made it all the way through the new product development stage, the only thing left to do is introduce it to the market, that is its commercialization. Once this is done, good product life cycle management will ensure the manufacturer makes the most of all their effort and investment.
Introduction. This stage starts with the launching of the product. The product is unknown to the consumers. At this stage, the sale of the product is low, and due to low sales, there are heavy promotional expenses. The cost per customer acquired is high as promotional expenses mount and the profits are negative. Growth stage. In this stage, the sale of the product starts increasing and consumers start liking the product. Profit of the company also increases. This stage is also characterized by high cost of per customer acquired as the promotional expenses are very high. But at this stage, as the product is already there in the market for a while and there is awareness about the product, so a change in promotional message is also needed. Maturity stage. With this stage, the product enters the stage of maturity. This stage can last longer than the previous stages. By now, the product is already widely accepted and the growth starts slowing down. Those products that survive the earlier stages tend to spend longest in this phase. Sales grow at a decreasing rate and then stabilize. Producers attempt to differentiate products and brands are key to this. Price wars and intense competition occurs. Promotion becomes more widespread and use a greater variety of media. Advertising puts price ahead of the competition. At this point, the market reaches saturation. This results into weaker players being forced out and stronger players vying for share of the market. The maturity stage may have three phases. Growth maturity. The growth starts declining because of distribution saturation. Stable maturity. The growth starts declining because of market saturation. Decaying maturity. Consumers may start moving towards other products. Decline stage. All the products come across this stage, and this is where the sale starts declining and profits drop. This may be due to many reasons like competition, change in consumer preferences, innovation in technology, etc. The marketeer has to take the decision of either stopping the product or changing it altogether in order to restart the life cycle. A new fad item, such as a new dress style, may have a total lifespan of 2 or 3 years or less, with an introductory stage of 90 days. By contrast, the automobile has been in the maturity stage for over a quarter century. Since marketing programs will be modified at each stage in life cycle, an understanding of these characteristics of all four product life cycle stages is critical in formulating successful strategies. Let us now discuss the strategies that should be adopted in different stages of the product life cycle. New product development stage. New product development and introductory promotional campaigns are expensive and commonly lead to losses in the first stage of the product life cycle. Yet these expenditures are necessary if the firm is to profit later. Introductory stage. It targets innovator customers, those who are not wary of buying new things that come in the market before anyone else. The strategies that a marketeer can follow are product. The marketeer may offer a basic product as the profits are low and the cost of basic product can be recovered only and not the augmented product. Price. The marketeer may use cost plus basis to set the price of the product or service. Distribution. Selective distribution may be set up to avoid additional channel expenses and to position the product as well. Advertising. Heavy advertising is needed to build awareness among early adopters and dealers or resellers as the product is new and unknown. Sales promotion. Heavy expenditures have to be incurred to create trial for the product. Growth stage. It targets early adapters, those who like to buy new products that come into the market but wait only till some people have bought them and can give the feedback. The strategies can be product, here product extensions, service, warranty, etc. That is, the augmented product can be offered as the core product already has a demand and there is now a potential customer base ready for the product. Price. In order to compete with the strong competition, penetration pricing may be used. Distribution. Intensive distribution system needs to be developed as the demand will grow rapidly now. Advertising. Instead of focusing now on creating awareness about the product, the promotion is done around building reputation for the product and gaining ground among competition. Sales promotion. The marketeer may look at reducing expenditures to take advantage of consumer demand. In maturity stage, the strategies that may help the product sustain this stage are product, diversify brand and models as industry sales increase at first but eventually reach a saturation level at which further expansion is difficult. Price, set to match or beat competition. Firms concentrate on capturing competitors' customers, often dropping prices to further their appeal. Distribution, build more intensive distribution network. Advertising, stress brand differences and benefits. Sales promotion, increase to encourage brand switching. The decline stage of an old product can also be the growth stage for a new product. The various strategies that may be adopted in this stage are product, phase out weak items that cannot be modified or there is no scope that they can be revived. Price, cut prices further so that laggards are targeted. Distribution, use selective distribution, phase out unprofitable outlets. Advertising, reduce to level needed to retain hardcore loyalists to remind them about the product. Sales promotion, reduce to a minimal level.
In reality, very few products follow such a prescriptive cycle. The length of each stage varies enormously. The decisions of the marketeers can change the stage. For example, from maturity to decline by price cutting. Not all products go through each stage. Some go from introduction to decline. It is not easy to tell which stage the product is in. Remember that product life cycle is like all other tools. Use it to inform your gut feeling. Most of the decisions would depend upon the circumstances prevailing during the introduction of the product as well as the response of the market. Another marketing tool for evaluating product is the 3 levels of a product. In theory, it is the same for a product. After a period of development, it is introduced or launched into the market. It gains more and more customers as it grows. Eventually, the market stabilizes and the product becomes mature. Thereafter, a period of time, the product is overtaken by development and the introduction of superior competitors. It goes into decline and is eventually withdrawn. The product life cycle is based upon the biological life cycle, as we have earlier talked. For example, a seed is planted, it begins to sprout, it shoots out leaves and puts down roots as it becomes an adult. After a long period as an adult, the plant begins to shrink and die out. In theory, it is the same product. It happens to the product as well. After a period of development, it is introduced or launched into the market. It gains more and more customers as it grows. Eventually, the market stabilizes and the product becomes mature. Then after a period of time, the product is overtaken by development and the introduction of superior competitors. It goes into decline and is eventually withdrawn. However, most products fail in the introductory phase. Others have very cyclical maturity phases where decline see the product promoted to regain customers. Different products possess different product life cycles and shapes. A fad product developed as a steeply sloped growth stage, a short maturity stage and a steeply sloped decline stage. A product like Coca-Cola and Pepsi not only experience growth, but also a constant level of sales over decades. The duration of each product life cycle stage is unpredictable, making it difficult to detect when maturity or decline has begun. Due to these limitations, strict adherence to the product life cycle model can lead a company to misleading objectives and strategy prescriptions. Rather, the product life cycle model should be used as a rough guide to predict how sales patterns may play out given competitive and economic conditions. All in all, it is a useful model, but not a certainty. Let us discuss 2 examples that will further explain the concepts discussed above. Facebook. Everybody is aware of what this Facebook product is. Facebook is in the mature phase of the product life cycle. Once it became the norm for everyone to have a Facebook account, the growth stage passed. New or obsolete technology is expected to appear soon, which would put Facebook out of business. While Facebook competes with other social media sites like Google Plus and Twitter, it appears to be holding its own. Thus, we can say that Facebook is comfortably in the maturity stage. iPod. The iPod Touch is currently in the mature phase of the product life cycle. This is because the iPod Touch is just an evolution of a product that has been around for a long time. Competitors like Microsoft's Zune have just followed Apple's design and technology, while the iPod has evolved over multiple generations, each adding new features and functionalities. Today, the iPod Touch is more than just a music player. It plays videos, runs apps, and can be used as an organizer. Such a product may be difficult to classify using the product life cycle. Is it the same old iPod or an entirely new product? In industry, product life cycle management (PLM) is the process of managing the entire life cycle of a product from inception through engineering design and manufacture to service and disposal of manufactured products. PLM integrates people, data, processes and business systems and provides a product information backbone for companies and their extended enterprises. Documented benefits of product lifecycle management include reduced time to market, increase full price sales, improved product quality and reliability, reduced prototyping costs, more accurate and timely requests for quote generation, ability to quickly identify potential sales opportunities and revenue contributions, savings through the reuse of original data, a framework for product optimization, reduced waste, savings through the complete integration of engineering workflows, ability to provide contract manufacturers with access to a centralized product record, seasonal fluctuation management, improved forecasting to reduce material costs and maximize supply chain collaboration.
Sales in decline stage of the product life cycle can be lifted by modifying the existing product to attract new customers, identifying newer segments in which the firm can enter, thus restarting the product life cycle in those segments. Price can be decreased to attract price sensitive customers and increased to project a superior image of the product to attract quality conscious customers. The company can use newer and more distribution channels to reach the customers which haven't yet been reached. The advertising message can be increased and modified. Let us now recapitulate what we have learnt in this module. We have learnt about the product life cycle and its stages and the different marketing strategies that should be adopted in different stages of the product life cycle. The marketeers have to be wary of these stages as these will apply to their products. Strategic decisions taken on the basis of stage in the product life cycle will help marketeer to face the challenges of each stage in a systematic manner.
Let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. New product development begins when the company develops a new product idea. During this stage, let us remember sales are 0, investment costs are high and the profits are negative. Development of original products, product improvements, product modifications and new brands through the firm's own R&D efforts are some of the recommended strategies. Introduction stage is then characterized by low sales, high cost per customer acquired, negative profits, innovators are targeted, little competition. The strategies to be followed in this stage may include offering a basic product, using cost plus basis to set, building selective distribution, building awareness among early adopters and dealers oblique resellers, and incurring heavy expenditures on sales promotion to create trial. Growth stage. This stage is characterized by rapidly rising sale, average cost per customer, rising profits, early adopters are targeted, and growing competition. The strategies may include offering product extensions, service, warranty, penetration pricing, building intensive distribution, building awareness and interest in the mass market, reducing expenditures on sales promotion to take advantage of consumer demand. Maturity stage. During this stage, the typical characteristics are: sales are peaked, low cost per customer, high profits, middle majority are targeted, competition begins to decline, and strategies may include diversifying brand and models, setting to match or beat competition, building more intensive distribution, advertising, stress brand differences and benefits, increase sales promotion to encourage brand switching, and the last stage is decline stage. This stage is characterized by declining sales, low cost per customer, declining profits, laggards are targeted, declining competition. The strategies that may be opted during the stage are phasing out weak items, price cutting, distribution, use selective distribution, phase out unprofitable outlets, reduce advertising to level needed to retain hardcore loyalists, reduce sales promotion to minimal level.